Hello and welcome to another episode of Driver San Francisco with me, Ollie from MSY, with again Driver San Francisco, and this time with something that a lot of people like to judge about. This is, or at least take sides on. This is going to be a real battle between three equally performance-based cars, and I'm going to decide which one is better to drive, and well, just overall, really. Uh, as you may know, Nissan GT-R is here, my favourite car of all time, if any of you didn't know that. This car will be competing against the Alfa Romeo 8C and the Audi R8 as well, just to test which one is better. So I started off with my favourite of the three, the Nissan GT-R, again also my favourite car of all time. It has impressive amount of launch and speed, can get up to speed not quite quickly, but very quickly. A lot faster than the other two can because it's Japanese, and Japanese like to build cars with a lot of acceleration. And this is very true of the R35, which just absolutely takes its track by storm. Imagine to go into a power slide, slightly clipping the wall of my lovely GT-R there, as we slide around the corner and over a few bumps here. So it is very nice to handle this car. I will say that much. And front end, let's say a V6 twin turbocharged engine the GT-R has. I think it's the least powerful of the three engines, but because it's very light, it can get up to speed faster than the other two can. But it doesn't say it's the best of the three, which we have debates a lot about this. Back in my real world, and well, not real world, but just outside of YouTube, I always have debates on which of these three cars is better. Of course, I go for the GTR because it's my favourite, but I decided to put the three to the test just to see if my assumption was correct or not. The GTR decided it takes corners extremely well. It's very well at handling, very good, and I really think Nissan did a good job to pull out all the stops after the early 2000s when they brought out the R34 and the R35. Now a few years down the line, they're bringing out voice crack. They're bringing out the R35, and it brought a lot of hope with it for Nissan, and it boosted their popularity back up to what it should be, which is what I'm very happy about. So I wasn't doing any timing on this. I was just seeing, aesthetically which car could take all the jumps and the corners and deliver the most speed the best. And this car, the Nissan GT-R, absolutely dominated this for something that isn't even a rally car. It just completely took it by storm. And I've broken the wing mirror here. That's okay, because it's nothing major. Keep them soldering on. The GT-R does. Rather robust as well. I think it's more robust than the other two, the GT-R. And nice colour too. Again, up to 109, 110, slow back down again for the corner here. Some parts of this track are very gnarly. And you guys will recognise this from as the rally track I did last episode. Where I did my Driver San Francisco full coverage. And this was used to showcase the Lancia Stratos, but is now back showcasing three cars which are not made for dirt rallying at all. But I thought, seeing as I know this route well, that I'd just do it, because it's a nice track. I've driven hundreds, if not thousands of times along this route. I just try and master every single corner and jump up on it, and I've eventually managed to do that. I mean, yeah, there are still a few minor bumps and scrapes, but nothing that can't be helped here. And the more observant viewers will realise there is audio missing. I'm trying it without audio, and also secretly because the audio kind of failed to record. But so you guys can focus on my voice and not the in-game sounds, which tend to be a little bit buggy with this game. But the GTR is across the line here. It stops. We didn't calculate a time, but yeah, it's very good at handling this track. Very sort of exquisite, and just all around really nice to drive. So up next is the R8. The R8 is different as lower ride height, a larger engine. Lighter or heavier, I don't know. It's got the opposite to the GTR. It's a black colour instead of the white. So it kind of opposes that. Kind of cool. These two have always been rivals right throughout. I just thought I'd throw in the Alfa Romeo as a little bit of a bonus. It's mainly the rivalry between the R8 and the GTR, which has been going on these past few years. But, I thought I'd throw in a third one just to make it that more interesting for everybody else. And for me also, because I get to drive another car. So, yay. Everybody wins. The R8 doesn't have as much acceleration. I feel it's a little bit more slidey and a little harder to control because it's, again, made more for road and doesn't have the launch of the GT-R. It definitely tries to be very brave around this bank curve here, having to slow it down and go into a power slide here just to maintain strength, and control of the R8 to keep it under control without spinning out. I always hit that wall for whatever reason, so. But again, the car took no damage, so we can live with that. We can live. Over the small jump here, back down to the dirt. There's a lot of power going through those rear wheels of the R8. A lot of power, and also the little spoiler comes up as well. Again, we smashed the same wing mirror, so I don't know if that's counts as bad luck or not, hopefully not. The car's getting a little bit dirty now. So, another power slide. I love my power slides. This is the jumpy part of the course, one of them. There's several. But this one tends to send you soaring into the air and back down again. I think the R8 got less air than the GT-R did, which may prove my theory that the R8 may be slightly heavier, whereas that massive V10 in it, opposing to the GT-R's V6. The GT-R has a smaller engine, but again is the light one of the three, and probably, I don't know, I can't really diss the German engineering. I was about to say the more science in it, but I really think a lot of science went into the R8. I can't really go poking which one was designed better. Because, Italy versus Germany versus, Italy versus Germany versus Japan, so all very good engineering in that goes into their cars, very, very good. Though, I can't pick favourites. I mean, sure, overall, I can't pick favourites of the engineering companies, but I think overall the GT-R was my favourite. I fell in love with that car. But the R8 seems to be holding its own, as it manages to maintain quite a lot of speed. And overall good performance on the dirt, just like the GT-R. Quite unexpected good performance, I'll say that much. Having a lower ride height, I expected it to do much worse. Like the Lamborghinis are shocking on dirt, but will probably be featured sometime in the not too distant future. But the reason I haven't been a video in a while is because busy with Christmas and stuff, and also want to say thank you to the massive wall of subscribers that has just subscribed. I think we got another 10 in the past few days, and that's just amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I want to say thank you to y'all and all you guys. I don't know, trying to sound American. Can't do it. But yeah, thanks a lot, you guys. Narrowly missed a cop car there on his pursuit to catch the robber as they drive past. And the R8 continues to surge on. It hadn't, again, the suspension is surprisingly good in this car, and took the jumps way better than I could have interpreted. And it's got a few bumps and scuffs on it, but we know we can live. We can live. It's all right. It's all fine. This is perfectly fine. So come around the last bank now, through the gates, and we should be done with the R8. Which the R8 again is a lovely car. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna hate against any of these three, but again, favourite is the GT-R. just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. So the R8 did a very, very good run there. The final one is the Alfa Romeo. We see how this thing holds up. It is very different because it is Italian and very light, and a lot of power goes into that engine. And definitely out of the three, was not made for this. It's the least efficient on the dirt, I think, of the three. So it gets a nice start off the tarmac. As soon as it goes onto the dirt, it becomes slidey as hell. You see the back end. I'm having to fight with this car quite a lot, actually. And it likes to put power around that corner there. Enough that I can control it. The wheels spin so much, it's hard for this car to even gain traction on the dirt. It just really isn't designed for this at all. But again, I thought I'd show it as just something to face off against the other two to see if I did like it or not. But I felt that this car was missing something in the handling the other two had. This didn't exactly have the off-roading performance that I wanted it to have, sadly. But it has the speed to keep up with the others. It has the speed, but just the handling on dirt is just nothing. It can't even match or compare to the other two for handling on dirt, or unexpected handling, because those two are supercars and not made for this. But this definitely isn't. This thing belongs on the tarmac, and I'm having to just constantly wrestle the 8C as it tries to drift and spin out on dirt, just constantly wrestling the steering wheel on a pursuit to keep her under control. Again, it's a black-white-black combination. If you only had like black and white colours, I wonder what that is. Though it's better than I thought it would be. I thought it would just go everywhere, but no, it's got some form of control to it, but not a lot. It's controllable, but the other two just this can't match. I'm gonna say that much. I'm knocking the 8C out. I know before it's even finished, but just the slidiness, you can see the tyre marks, just it never gains control, and it smashes the backlight out there. But yeah, it's just the control, and I think it's better on tarmac than it is on dirt. And of course, I only did it just to make a more interesting video, so that's why it's here. But yeah, so we're knocking the 8C out. Sorry to all the 8C fans, but don't hate on me. Don't unsubscribe. No, don't do that. But I'm knocking it out. I'm afraid it just can't. It can't match the other two completely. Again, for speed and handling on the dirt, puts this in shame. It is a bin of shame, never to be released again. Dun 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 dun. No, but yeah. So the 8C's out. I know, before it even finished. It's a bit unfair on it, but I made my judgment before it even got to the finish line that it just wasn't made for this. Never go smashing out the other light physics, and it tries to spin out there, but again, controlling it is just sliding all over the place. The wheels cannot gain traction. I don't think it gained traction throughout the whole run. I think the wheels always spun. It gets a little bit of traction on that tarmac bit, but then it's back onto the dirt, slide, bump onto the wall. But now the car's a small chunk has been taken out the HP bar now compared to the other two, which had barely any damage on them, which goes to show that this thing just wasn't made for this kind of environment. And it's not that I don't like the 8C, I love the 8C. It's one of my favourite Italian supercars. It looks gorgeous, but this isn't its home. I'm not saying the dirt is the home for the other two either, just that if you're on a budget and you have either of these three and want to go rallying but don't want to buy a rally car like a Subaru or a Mitsubishi, and you've got to opt in for one of these three, then I'm not gonna, I wouldn't recommend the 8C very much. But yeah, if you wanted to do that and take one of these three, which I will decide at the end of the video which one's better. But as the 8C crossed the finish line here, I made my assumption that this wasn't the 8C's day at all, and it just didn't hold up as well as I wanted it to, and it's got a nasty dink in the front bumper there. It wasn't as promising as I thought it would be. But I think at the end of the day, I'm making my judgment, and I think the R8 was better on dirt. I'm being truthful. The R8 was better. The GT-R had the power and the handling, but yeah. RH did a little bit better, I think. So thank you guys for watching this video of Drive to San Francisco from Ollie from MSY. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!